Hello and welcome to VitoshAcademy. This is a continuing video for the previous creation of web application with ASP.NET Core MVC. Pretty much the previous time we didn't add any validation to our small application, and this is a bit bad. Today I'll add the validation. I'll fix the integer values here, which were forced to be integers, as you probably remember. For the price, and having an integer price is really not a great idea and a really bad practice. And additionally, I would add some more styles to our application, although we already have some bootstrap. So let's start and show, for example, why it is a bad idea to have a lack of validation. Let's say we want to create a movie. We say when Harry met Sally, second part. We put some release date, we don't put a genre, we put a price -1, which is actually means that we are paying our customers if we go, and okay, we give our funny 5 out of 7. So we click on create, and this happens. This is not the blue screen of death, but a rather unpleasant data. I mean, once you see it, you're like, okay, what happened? You see 2 points here, point 1. SQL exception cannot insert the value no into column genre. Column does not allow nulls. Insert fails. Rather good SQL exception. So the statement is terminated. So once it is terminated, our problem is here in the await context.save changes async. So this time it is visible that what is the problem, but in general, like. It's not that easy. Anyway, this kind of problem can be avoided with the validation. So let's add some. So we go to the Visual Studio and we start adding the validation in our model. Not in the seed data, but in the movie model. So this is how it looks like. So adding validation, let's do not touch the ID. As far as it's perfect, it is automatically incremented. It is see, and let's start with the title. What can we ask for the title? We can put some string length requirements, for example, that it is maximum to 60 length, and error message. We would omit the error message. And we would say, okay, maximum length is 60. I have already given it, and I don't have to specify it as far as it's the first one. But minimum length, I can either write commas like this and say, okay, minimum length is 3, or I can write the parameter explicitly, writing minimum length 3, and the letter is extremely more readable actually. So is this enough? We can also write it is required. Being required means actually the post will not let it continue without writing something out there. Okay, data type date is quite okay. With release date, this is actually pretty good. Yeah, let's make it also required and continue further. For the genre, okay, genre, genre would be required, of course, and genre would be with some regular expression. So not everyone can write 5 out of 7, but we are gonna use the standard US. The standard US words, pretty much without any numbers. And I have a copied and paste regular expression, which I would not explain how it works now. In regular expressions are really separate story. It looks like this. So pretty much it gets all the big words plus all the big AZ plus all the big letters, okay, all the big letters plus all the small letters plus what is S is a good question. S I guess is some kind of a string minus, I mean, I have to really check my regular expression knowledge, but just take a leap of faith and continue with this one. Required, it is required. Then string length would be 30. It's rather good for genre. So, what about the price? Okay, the price, first of all, it will be back to decimal, because decimal is the type that we should use for money, and that's like a must. We can put like a range between 1 and, say, maximum money 100, and the data type would be currency, and it would be displayed as actually as the local currency on our PC. And further, we can give some information that the column would be of type name decimal. So this way it would know what to how to display it. Type name decimal looks like this, and it should be displayed like this, 1822. So this is information for our database actually, 1822. We press Ctrl dot and we start using the annotations and the schema and everything. Yes. Furthermore, what else is there? Oh yeah, the rating. For the rating I have prepared a regular expression. Although 5 out of 7 is good, we can use this regular expression, which I have saved. Pretty much it says what it says. A to Z is possible, plus AZ, 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 or 09, so something like PG minus 17 means parental advisory up to 17 or something is okay. Display name, okay. Let's put a string length of 5, and at the end put required. Furthermore, on the required we can put some kind of an error message. Let's see. Error message 5 out of 7 is not here. Yeah, and let's see, some kind of an error. Oh yeah, we didn't close. So far so good, it really looks great. If we compile now, it would be a problem because of all this stuff here. So what we should do is actually update our database. How did we update our database? Tools, NuGet package manager, NuGet package manager console. And we write add migration, and we call it adding decimal, and waiting a bit. Build failed. Wow, I'm interested why. Probably because I have this DVO movies designed opened. Yeah, makes sense. Let's close, refresh, write add migration, adding decimal once again, and see what happens. Well, something interesting. Well, old type, old type, and let's write update database. See what is going to happen to our database. These are our migrations here in the migration history. Okay, insert into migration ID, values, decimal. Okay, I'm looking for the SQL code that's changed actually the type of the column. It's interesting where it is. Inner join where? object, outer table, movie, outer column, price, decimal 18 to 2, no. This is actually our kind of most important SQL code, doing the migration from integer to decimal. So let's run the tool and see what is going to happen. So pressing Ctrl and F5 and loading. So now it is loaded pretty much. Let's take a look what would happen if we go to the index and we simply press create. Wow, doesn't like anything. So let's write when Halle met Sari number 3, some release date, price, and B. Let's try this way. B is okay, everything else is okay, but the genre is somehow not happy, so we can write our beloved one, comedy. Or actually we can write our genre is 1. Let's see. It says something about the field genre must match the regular expression, and now it gives us, yeah, so the genre should be some kind of a, some dark comedy. 1, let's see, this way. No, we didn't match the regex because the 1 is missing, so continue. Some, okay, strange dark comedy. Strange dark comedy. Create. And the field should be between 1 and 400, 1 and 100, so that's 44,4. And see the beautiful way to display 44,40 as a price. So the same happens when we go to the edit. We simply stay like this in the edit, we click save, and it's applying the checks for the validation. I mean, it says, I don't know how did you wrote 5 out of 7, but this is not something I would accept, so write something like PG17 for Tarzan 2, okay, and click save. So pretty much this is it, and the last part of the video would be some additional CSS in the Visual Studio. So let's open the Visual Studio and go to the shared, and in the shared to the layout. So pretty much every website that we have, every page that we have in the views is accessing this layout because they are doing it. And as you see, it has different links here. For example, for the head, there is a different boot, it takes access to Bootstrap. Then we have to the body and to the specific containers of the body. So again, the same Bootstrap, which is rather strange why they have decided to have two different, twice to write the same Bootstrap here and there, but it is something that, I know, here is Bootstrap CSS and there it's Bootstrap JS, which is rather different. So let's add an additional CSS somewhere here. Let's say it would be it wouldn't be actually here, but it would be, I would edit where the CSS is, so here, and it would be environment include development, so it would be Bootstrap CSS site. Okay, let's write this one, and it would be called styles CSS. Then we go to the, this is for the root, this is the CSS folder, so this is the root, the CSS folder, and then we have styles CSS. Simply copy and paste. Okay, probably, and rename this to styles CSS. So open it, delete everything, and add some kind of interesting stuff. For example, dot field validation error, and color it with the beautiful color of bisque, or I like the names of the colors. Blurry wood is, blurry wood doesn't, it's not the great name. Okay, let's think about aquamarine. So field validation valid would be color. Chocolate, or the name of the colors are really nice. I mean, so many colors. Olive is a great color. Furthermore, input validation error. It would be border, would be color. Or we would put some pixels, for example, solid. And we would put aquamarine, so nice. We should do it the old way, like this and this. So this is okay. And last but not least, validation summary valid. Valid equals color. Let's put, I really like the name. The names of those colors are really yellow green. That's a great color. Okay, so press IS Express so everything compiles and see whether everything was okay with our adding of additional styles. So movie up, hopefully it comes. Okay, create new, click on create, and you see this is the boat part I was thinking about from here. 3 pixels solid and some kind of strange color, which is rather red. Some green thing, which is probably the yellow green told us something. So if we also write something like, let's say Harry Met Sally, and give some dates, but for a genre we give 1 to 3, we give a minimal price and a rating of our below 5 out of 7. Yeah, it continues telling us interesting stuff. So there are plenty of ways to make this kind of validation, but it would be great even also to put something in the input. A good way to do something is to write input validation error, and we can say, okay, border is 1px solid, and the background color is for example, this is my favorite color phi, which is this one, a bit pink, but okay, background color is not written this way. Background color is written this way, and of course we need to put some color here for the borders, so it would be full and phi. Okay, background color. We save this, and before running we see that we have field validation error twice, so this one shouldn't be filled, but input validation error. So now we press Ctrl F5 in order to see our app running and to be happy. So create new, if we don't write anything, see, like this is the input, it is empty, and let's write the 12 version of Harry Met Sally, just to finish with something nice. Price 44. Okay, price 87 and rating PG, whatever this means. Click on create, everything's perfect. And thank you for watching once again. Feel free to subscribe, to write comments. These are really interesting for me. I read them, although they're not a lot. And have a great day. Thanks, bye.